Just- It might fall over. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Jamie Culler. I would like to take this time to talk to y'all about the promising new treatment option for people with opioid addiction. Today, there are many people in the U.S. who are addicted to these drugs. It is in our doctors' hands to try and come up with new ways to help with this type of addiction. So, what if psychedelic drugs that we've been programmed to fear because they'll fry our brains, destroy our lives, and have irreversible side effects could be used to successfully break the opioid addiction and actually be a part of a regimen that could give someone their life back? That sounds like a risk that I would be willing to take. I want to share this information with you for the purpose of convincing you that treatments with illegal psychedelic drugs can be successful in opioid addiction therapy and that they should be made legal for this reason. I'll be discussing the incidence of opioid dependency in the U.S., the overdose and fertility rates, current conventional treatments, positive outcomes with psychedelic therapy, and the barriers that must be overcome in order for Americans to benefit from these new innovative treatments. Sounds like a lot, but it should be pretty straightforward. Start, I'll be talking about the incidence of opioid dependency. In response to the opioid pandemic, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services actually officially declared a public health emergency in 2017. This wasn't necessarily too long ago, but you had to start somewhere. 3.2% of American adults abused opioids, including illegally made fentanyl in 2023. That was a big outbreak, and it was scaring a lot of citizens in the U.S. because it was basically everywhere. The National Center for Drug Abuse Statistics says that nearly 9 million people use opioids every year. Opioids include heroin, morphine, codeine, fentanyl, OxyContin, and oxycodone. It's truly everywhere, so you have to be careful. Based on these numbers, opioid dependency obviously affects a large number of people in the U.S., and the dangers associated with this addiction can lead to destroying lives and even cause death. As far as opioid overdoses and death statistics go, the National Center for Drug Abuse Statistics says that 79,358 people overdosed on opioids in 2023. Almost 80,000 people die every year from opioid overdose. Opioids are a factor in at least 7 out of 20 overdose deaths. It is sad, but they are highly addictive once started. Successful treatment of opioid dependency is vital in preventing deaths by overdose. Now about traditional treatment methods. Some opioids are prescribed by healthcare professionals or doctors, and of course some are obtained illegally. With opioids, they cause physical and psychological dependency. Definitely a key reason not to use these drugs. If the opioids are taken away suddenly, the withdrawal symptoms can occur almost immediately. The FDA has approved drugs that can reduce the cravings and withdrawals of the opioids, and they include buprenorphine, methadone, and naltrexone. There's also cognitive behavioral counseling that can also help with withdrawals, and they have coping skills, setting goals, psychoeducation, behavioral strategies, and social support. No one using opioids should ever go through the process of trying to be better alone. Everyone needs help when you're dealing with rough patches. Even though these traditional treatment methods have had some success, there are still issues such as the relapse that need to be addressed. The problems with traditional treatments only is that people with opioid addiction can easily relapse, and sometimes they don't respond to traditional medical and psychiatric therapies. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, studies indicate that approximately 40 to 60% of individuals relapse in 30 days after leaving an inpatient drug rehab center, and also up to 85% relapse in the first year. Even when a person tries hard to quit something, it can almost take back over your life in an instant. With the incidence of relapse being so high, researchers are searching for a new method of treatment using psychedelic drugs. Research results using psychedelics. Psychedelics alter the user's perceptions and thoughts. This allows insights that aid recovery. With psychedelics, they lift the veil and reveal troubling thoughts and feelings. The indigenous cultures have been using psychedelic plants in medicine and spiritual rituals for years, and that means they were truly ahead of our time. There was some research back in the 1950s and 60s about the use of psychedelics. In the 70s, recreational use and abuse of LSD, psilocybin, and America's war on drugs led to the illegalization of psychedelics. According to the Journal of Studies on Alcohol and Drugs, clinical trials have tested psychedelic-assisted therapy for opioid addiction with positive results. They had higher abstinence rates than conventional treatment alone. Also, PAT works much faster than the standard treatment. There are lasting benefits after 1 to 3 sessions, which is fantastic. It's believed to act via neuroplasticity, which means it has the brain's ability to reorganize its wiring. With the positive outcomes that have been achieved with the use of psychedelics, they need to be made legal and available for additional research and treatment. In April of 2026, the President of the U.S. instructed its administration to speed up reviews of psychedelic drugs that are illegal. By doing this, the easing of using psychedelic drugs that are illegal. By doing this, the easing of using psychedelics will be put into play. The FDA is also taking steps to clear the way to the first ever human trials of psychedelics in the U.S. Still, psychedelic drugs remain illegal and are labeled as a Schedule I substance like heroin. In 2 states, Colorado and Oregon, they have legalized psychedelic therapy with psilocybin or magic mushrooms. Just this week, the Secretary of the VA and the Secretary of Human Health Services signed a memorandum of understanding on advancing psychedelics for the treatment of PTSD, depression, and substance abuse. That's a significant advancement for psychedelic drug trials for veterans battling mental illness and substance abuse. So, in conclusion, I hope that with the information I have provided, you are convinced that psychedelic drugs can be as successful in treating opioid addiction and should be made legal for research and treatment for the addiction of opioids in the U.S. Opioid dependency is a serious issue. Many people are affected by addiction, and you might even know people or have heard of people that have an addiction. There are high incidences of opioid dependency. Although there has been some success in treating it, some psychedelic treatments have shown positive outcomes, which is a very good start in using them for treatment. The current presidential administration is putting forth efforts to increase availability for research and treatment. Doctors and the government need to make sure to put more effort into making psychedelics a non-Schedule I substance. People with drug addiction need new and improved forms of treatment. It's unfortunate that research and treatment of addiction using psychedelic agents has been restricted for so long. It is time that these barriers be removed. Psychedelic-assisted therapy could be a life-saving treatment for so many in need. Thank you for listening.